This is one of the most advanced sim racing centers in the world. I flew to California to visit World of Racing to talk about extremely important racing technique tips for those who want to become better racing drivers, both in the simulator and in real life. I also raced against many of their members in person and tested their brand new AI challenge, which adapts to your skill level in real time to help introduce new drivers to competitive sim racing. As a bonus, they let me use their simulator for a full day to practice for my real life championship, the IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge, in the TCR class. All the questions from the members were on point. So make sure you watch this video until the end to see what really matters when you're trying to improve as a race car driver.
We have here a prime example of someone who has done it.
Thank you. Throughout, like you said, over 10 years of sim racing and learning the fundamentals of the technique, has there been one piece of content that, out of everything, has like really made things click for you? And, you know, in terms of books, a video series,
what racing checklist?
magazine articles.
Sorry.
Well, before that, right?
Yeah.
Before the checklist came.
Very good question. I think the answer will be no. There's no one thing that made it click for me because I never did any big jump. Like, I remember right now a conversation that I had back in 2019 with a friend telling him, bro, I'm 2 seconds off, but I was 2.1 seconds off last week. So next week, I'm gonna be 1.9 seconds off, like, and then 1.8, 1.7. It's really progressive. And it's like, you're gonna work on a million things. All of them matter. And all of them start like polishing your technique. I remember lots of breakthroughs, like, but at the same time, those were breakthroughs that made me find a 10th. You know, so I don't think there's one thing. For me as a coach, there is one thing that has been helping more and more people, and especially in real life, it's the light hands technique. I created this like way of describing it. It's like a pattern of how hard you grip the steering. It's light, firm, light initially on the initial turn in because there's braking, so you have to be very progressive, and then firm mid-corner because remember I told earlier that there's a place where you have to push to be safe. So mid-corner, firm hands, make the car turn. And then as soon as you get back on power, you relax your hands again because now the car will want to spin out if you stay gripping the wheel too hard. So that is this thing that has been the most useful to any level. Like I can be teaching a Formula 1 engineer, which I have, and he also said, bro, this helped me so much. This simple thing, light, firm, light. Because every corner that you have to brake will follow this pattern, and that has helped my students the most. But yeah, for myself, I think one of the things that really helped, I remember even like today, how one of my teammates was drawing on this steering graph for me that made me find like 0.3 a lap, which back then was a lot on the esports level. It was that I was initiating the steering a little bit too fast, and he told me to do this. Just that very beginning to make it like progressive, like you're moving a heavy box. Rather than like slapping the box, you're actually placing your hand and then accelerating it. So that's how that kind of like heavy feeling that you're starting the motion. That wasn't the Porsche Cup, which we're racing today. So if you guys want to test it out, like when you start turning in, you do it slowly and then you start turning more mid-corner, which kind of like also fits what I just said about the light firm light pattern. So there's always like 5 or 6 ways to describe the same technique. And it's very useful to know all 6 ways so that your brain knows exactly what to do. But yeah, millions of things. 1/10 per week is the way. Like, there's no secret sauce for it. It's like a little bit all the time.
So let's say you just got your membership at World of Racing, wink, wink. You know, and you're here to improve, right? Someone who's new that is coming into this racing career and they're trying to improve, they're going to go through hurdles. What are some of the hurdles that you witnessed from some of the people that you've coached, and what do you think are some of the best ways to overcome those hurdles so that you can start improving? And when you do hit a wall, how do you bypass that wall?
It's a little bit of a mentality thing. The car does not care how hard you're trying. If you just like, oh, I want to go faster, the car doesn't care. Like, the car is blind. The car is just gonna behave according to physics. So I think what I notice people doing is like they're thinking, oh, I'm gonna try harder, I'm just gonna do more laps, but you're trying the same things and just like, tensing up mentally and physically, trying to I don't know, begging for the car to go faster. And the opposite of that, the good side, removing your ego from what's happening with the car and thinking, okay, so I did this and the car spun. I did this and the car went off. I did this and the car understeered. Why is that? And then you go back, you watch the replay, and then you start like really trying to look for it. Of course, this is very difficult if you're a beginner because you don't even know what to look for. This is why it's so useful to have someone watching your laps, to have someone saying, hey, this is it, this is your problem right now. Because as soon as someone tells you that you're doing something wrong once, you're probably not forgetting that. Like you're gonna do it again, your brain is gonna be like, oop, okay, I did that again. And then it's just that attention to detail without being emotional about it in a way. What most people do that does not help them is try again and again and again without knowing exactly what you're working on and just thinking that time alone is going to fix it for you. Some people, some lucky people get it fixed this way, but like the chance that you're gonna be one of these people is like 1%. It's just that code analysis of what you're doing, asking for external information, asking for help is the best thing you can do, or just having that curiosity. Okay, like what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And just like this is what takes a lot of energy, because like it's very fun to race. It's fun to just keep driving around singing a song or whatever. Like, but like just stop and to really look at like replays and look at telemetry. Like you have to really spend more energy to do that. But that is really what's gonna make you a better driver. So I remember spending, like back then when I was doing my university in piano, spending 4 hours just looking at telemetry and like just finding those things, asking for help and just being like curious, like, because I had a different kind of emotional fire. I was like, I wanna know why I went off. I wanna know why I'm half a second off. I'm not gonna just go and try again if I'm staying like on that plateau. I'm gonna do something that is gonna make a difference. I'm gonna ask someone who's faster, like, bro, just watch this lap. What am I doing wrong? Please, like, and that's how I really got that curiosity of having someone else point out what was it is the fast way out of it.
Actually, you guys kind of partially answered my question. So really what I was trying to ask about was that I think I can speak for at least some people here when I say that the mindset and sort of the mental aspect of qualifying versus racing can be pretty tough. I know, at least for myself, at home in practice, I can put down, you know, within a tenth or two pretty consistently, but getting into the race, I find myself tensed up a lot and maybe not finding the pace, or finding the pace way too late, and then even then struggling with actual lap over lap consistency. Even though I know that I can do it in qualifying or solo practice. So I was wondering if you had any sort of mindset shifts or tactics around that to kind of relax, focus on your own race, deal with pressure, people challenging you without losing your pace.
Yeah, I've done 16, well now it's like 19 years of professional piano playing. I've played with orchestras, I've played for 5,000 people, like on the theater, and I had to deal with stage fright. Like, you freak out, like you're about to get on stage, there's a lot of people, there's a sea of people clapping, and then you have like your suit and everything, you sit on the piano, there's pure silence, but you know there's 5,000 people waiting for you to do something, right? So I've been in that like huge stage fright scenario for so many years, and I think the ultimate solution, not easy, but that is the solution, is to understand that when your body gives you all those hormones, the adrenaline, the thing, like when you get in the fight or flight mode, the body is actually preparing you for the fight. So you're getting better reaction times, you're getting better, you know, senses, like everything is enhanced. But it's not easy. Like if you think that that is a bad thing because you're nervous, then you get distracted. But if you feel it and you tell yourself, oh, that's my body preparing me for the actual race, I'm actually gonna get better reaction time. I'm gonna drive more precisely because time literally slows down for you. The experience of time is enhanced when you have adrenaline. So what I did over time, it took a while. Like I still had those moments where I could not handle it and I like lost focus or drove worse, but like it's me smiling at it. It's like, ooh, ooh, I'm nervous. Like it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I know I'm gonna drive better now because I'm nervous. So it's just like you telling yourself that's a good thing, it's gonna make it a good thing. And also, if you're nervous about it, it's because you care about it. Like if you didn't care for it, like then it would be whatever, and that's not fun. Like what's gonna make you feel alive is that, right? So if you cherish you being nervous, that helps a lot because you're gonna enjoy it more. You're gonna understand that that gives you better performance. Like you're gonna become a superhuman then. Then you look back and you're like, oh my God, man, that race was so good. I was so ready that I got nervous. That makes you feel alive. That really makes you just enjoy more the experience. So I see a lot of people saying, oh man, I don't enjoy racing because I get nervous. Bro, what? Like that is like, you get nervous because you like it. You get nervous because it's cool. So you have to just accept it, embrace it, and just make it actually make you a better driver. Yeah. Yeah, let's go. Thanks, man. At a high level where you're half a second off, you can be doing 49 things right and one thing wrong. And that thing costs you half a second, right? So, but you have to know which of the 50 things are actually wrong, which is why it's so useful to compare with other people at this point. Like at some point when you really find that ceiling, you need to compare telemetry. You need to, I don't know, get Kane to coach you.
Just do it, because I was doing coaching with I'm not gonna mention him, but I was doing some other coaching, and the coach is pretty much like, yeah, man, I mean, you're up to pace, like it's just time on the seat now, you know, but I know there's still things that I could be doing.
Get Kane to do 3 laps, and he's gonna show you.
Yeah, Kane. I mean.
Yeah, so Kane Halliburton is one of the coaches that works with me in my academy, and the guy just makes perfect laps with his eyes closed. That's insane. Like we're talking about, you're pretty sure that that's the limit of the car, and then he's laps a second off it. Yeah, he's the top 0.02% in the world. So that guy knows, like, he's doing 50 things right. Yeah. And so at this point, it's very good to just compare telemetry and identify exactly what that is. And that's the point, like, it takes you
3 months to go from 2 seconds off to a second off. It takes you 3 months to go from a second off to half a second off. It's gonna take you 3 months to go from half a second off to a quarter of a second off. It gets more and more difficult, because we're talking about like precise, and technically the perfection is never gonna be there. You just keep practicing until you get like consistent enough so you're always half a tenth off, and now you can already compete with Max Verstappen. So it's just like that passion for detail that matters at this point. Like you're gonna be doing everything perfectly right, and it's still gonna be like a tenth to find.
As far as like, so structuring the practice, because I mean obviously iRacing, we race every hour we wanted to, but
yeah.
How, like, what percentage of the time do you use, you know, it's like to focus on one skill or technique, or to focus on consistent laps?
That's tough because racing is easier.
Yeah,
like
right.
It's more fun. You can just join races every hour, and holding yourself up to not race and just practice and find someone to do that takes more energy for sure. So that's something that we did. Okay, one thing that I did with a friend, for example, we would do a race and skip the other race and just spend that hour and a half practicing together, going through details, and then getting back to the race faster. Spend a little bit more energy. Discipline basically. Yeah, exactly.
Well, it was cool. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, man.
Having like little to no consequences during sim racing versus, you know, you have your actual body, your money, and a lot of your safety is concerned when you're in real life racing. I want to know like how you dealt with that jump and like what sort of hurdles that gave you.
Thank you. I think the more you crash in the sim, the less likely you're going to crash in real life, because you just learn what can go wrong. Yeah, it's good to crash. Keep crashing. There is still this like non-explored way of explaining why you crashed. Like some people in real life will say, oh, you carried too much speed here. Oh, you locked up the rears. Like, but there's, if you really do a deep dive on the details of like the videos and everything, you will notice that some places or some stages of the corner will be more likely for you to crash compared to other places. So I was telling John like earlier today, it's not about like pushing or not pushing. Like if you're not pushing, you're still prone to crashing, especially if you don't push in the places where you should push. So like For example, I'm gonna go a little bit technical right now. Corner entry is somewhere where you should not necessarily push because there's a lot of weight on the car, you're still braking, right? So if you turn a little bit like too aggressively initially, you can spin because of the trail braking. But mid-corner, where the car is at the lowest speed and you really have to turn inside, like that's the place where you actually have to push to be safe. So it's a little bit counterintuitive if you think, oh, I crashed on exit, maybe I have pushed too much. But like I see a lot of students crashing on exit because they did not push on mid-corner. So you have to know exactly where to, you know, point the car in the right way to minimize the chances of you crashing. So in the sim, like I have over 1,000 starts, over 1,000 races that I've done. And I've crashed in every way you can imagine. Like, of course, there's crashes where you just get collected because someone else is coming back at the track and there's nothing you can do. That scares me. Like, I remember one day before flying for a race, I was doing like this official race in iRacing, and this dude like just goes off and back, and I T-bone him, like, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm gonna race in real life. I'm afraid if that happens to me. And it almost happened to me already a few times, but I was able to avoid it. I think the more you crash in the sim, the more you can kind of predict. You can see the things happening ahead of you. And if you crash 7 times the same way, you're gonna know the way the guy is spinning, where he's going, right? In real life, I was just trusting my instincts at this point. Like I have so many hours of sim racing that, especially when you're like doing race starts, like you can kind of like, after doing 1,000 starts, you can see that there's 1,000 things happening in people's minds, and you can kind of like defend yourself in the proper way, position your car in a way that minimizes your crashes. I'm lucky that I never crashed in real life. The closest I got to an actual crash, I'm not even gonna call it a crash, was when in a radical, when another class, the guy lost his braking, spun and hit me, and I just lost the race, but I didn't actually crash. I mean, it cost $8,000, so that was a crash, but like, it was not like I didn't hit the wall hard and got hurt or anything. So it's been 3 years. I never really crashed myself because of like driving mistakes. And I got super close to it, super close. Once at Barber, 215 kilometers per hour, the guy spins and comes back at the racing line, and I have to move out to the grass at 215 kilometers per hour. And because of my sim racing experience, I know exactly what I need to do in the grass, half throttle, light hands, to come back slowly. Like if I didn't have that experience and turned just a little bit more, I could have spun and crashed even worse, right? So I'm already kind of prepared to keep the car on track because of my sim racing experience. So yeah, it's definitely useful to keep crashing.
Tell us about your sim racing journey, where it started, where you are now, how you use the simulator, and anything else you want to tell us.
I'm gonna start with Need for Speed Underground 1. Like I remember the toot 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 toot, like every morning, like modding my car, whatever, like just driving for fun on the controller. And I was the only weird kid in Brazil doing that instead of soccer. And then I went to Gran Turismo 1, and that's where I started. I remember doing these 6-hour endurances in the controller non-stop, and my mom was like, why are you driving the same car like for 6 hours non-stop? And I just liked it. I just liked the precision of finding that extra second, and just like, you know, I don't know, I just wanted to find the perfect lap. Like if you ever watched Ford versus Ferrari, you know, out there's the perfect lap. That's my life. It's just that obsession for it. I never realized that I did racing games all my life, but it was really something that was always in the background. Until I think I was 17, 18, when I got my first Driving Force GT, the Logitech Driving Force GT. And it was when Assetto Corsa came out. That's it. My life ended there and a new life started. I was addicted to it. I just loved the precision. I just loved studying setups. Like I went to YouTube and I found this channel called Viper Concept, technique videos on how to tune dampers, how suspension geometry worked, and how to trail brake and all these things. And I really got so addicted to it. I started racing. And then I started finding friends online, because none of my real life friends did it. That's where I really started getting competitive. And I'm saying this because it's very important to share it with people. Like if you're driving with someone else that is just beating you by this much, you can't stop practicing because you want to beat them again, and that makes you just practice so much more. So I got into this Brazilian team. We started doing like some leagues, and these leagues had like broadcast on YouTube and everything, so it got serious, you know. And then this team, they decided to move to iRacing. I moved to iRacing with them, and I already had that environment, like just a bunch of people practicing together, having like a deadline. Hey, we have this race on Saturday, so we got to practice on Thursday and Friday. And it just got so, you know, real for me, because it was my new group of friends we were just practicing to the race, and if you didn't, they would be disappointed on you. So like I was like, I need to, you know, responsibility to represent my team and everything. And that's how I got to a point where I was taking it so seriously that I just kept improving. Fast forward a little bit, I'm almost finishing my bachelor's, and I just got approved to do my master's degree in piano, and I'm going to fly from Brazil to Canada to do piano, which is super cool, but I didn't have the money to pay for it. My family gave me the idea to start coaching in the simulator to pay for my university. And that's what I did. I went on iRacing forum. I was like, hey guys, like I just got approved to this university, but I need the money to pay. So I'm offering some coaching. It's $20 an hour. And then first person went there. I got the coaching done. He went to the forum. Hey, like he's pretty good. I recommend. And then the second, the third, the fourth, and then it started. Like in a matter of like 2 months, I was doing like 10 sessions a week. And then 6 months later, COVID hit, and I'm doing 35 coaching sessions a week. Like it's just nonstop. This is the first time that I needed a calendar to really like actually organize my life and really divide my work between sim racing coaching and my actual university doing piano. At some point, my life was 5 hours of coaching, 5 hours of piano nonstop for the whole, 2020, 2021. And then from there, because I was coaching a lot, I actually got a lot better as a driver. And then in 2021, I did this national championship in Canada, and I became a champion, a sim racing champion in Canada, which was the initial spark for a real life team to invite me to race in real life. I didn't want to do it. I was afraid. I was like, real life? Like, ugh. But then they insisted. The guy insisted. He was like, I'm pretty sure you can be good at this. So I went to try it out, and yeah, I got in the car, started driving. 2 hours later, I was matching his lap time. He was like, oh my God. So it just felt like home. Like, I mean, you do 10,000 hours in the simulator. When you go to real life, everything is the same. Like the trail braking, the cornering, the steering, the understeer, the oversteer, all of it is the same. Obviously, there's more things, right? There's the extra, your body is there shaking around, so you gotta sit properly. There's the G-forces, so you start having to have a healthier life, and you have to start working out and eating well, sleeping well to handle all this real life intensity. But in the end, you got so much more data. Like the car is moving with you, you can feel the rotation, you can see everything. And also you're so focused because that's your body right there. You cannot mess up, you cannot crash. And also obviously the financial side makes you focus a little bit more. So that's how I started. Just someone who insisted, hey, you can do this in real life. And from there, I started doing more and more and more. I started coaching in real life, which is a little bit weird. Like someone with 2 months experience in real life is already coaching other people, because all the techniques that I was working with students in the simulator are the same in real life. And since then, I've been refining my coaching. It's been 2,500 coaching sessions that I've done, plus 11,000 students in my academy. And yeah, I wrote a book, I made an online course, I made another online course, and now I've been traveling the world and coaching people. Like, it's been insane. Like, I never expected it, because my plan, remember, it was to just pay the university and become a pianist. But at some point I had to say, okay, the piano is gonna become my hobby, and what was my hobby before now became my job. Racing in real life, I really found a passion for storytelling, for recording it and for showing everyone how it is from the point of view of the driver, getting the radios, getting the cameras, getting like the whole intensity of motorsports, and making those like nice movie-like videos on YouTube. That is one of my passions now, and I'm not gonna stop doing it. So that's pretty much it.
After the Q&A, we were able to do a full race with 2 heats, the second heat being inverted, and it was full house. Every single simulator in the center had a driver, and the race was amazing. We had battles all over the grid, from the beginners at the back of the pack to the intermediate drivers fighting hard on the middle, and some of the esports drivers and real-life drivers that were competing for the win. And the second heat was completely inverted, meaning the winners from race 1 were starting last in a race with 30 cars. So we had fights all over the race. Now, all this so far has been on day 1. I actually spent 1 more day at the center doing a few extra things that I'm about to show you.
It seems like real life can be easier a lot of times than most sims.
It is easier, but the consequences are also like, yeah, so...
Are real.
Yeah, so you end up having to be way more cautious. Like, you're not pushing like crazy all the time. Because I'm doing more in real life, and now like I have a bunch of students who want to get into real life. So the way I coach someone who wants to be like top 1 in sim racing is different to someone who wants to go to real life. Because real life, hey, like this is what you should do here, but not here, because here it's gonna fuck you up. So,
Right. Is that reflected at all in the checklist?
The motor racing checklist right now, the 2.0, I launched it November 2023. So I just launched a course for real life drivers. Like it's on my website. It's just like not only safer you drive, but you also learn faster. Like if you apply the step-by-step thing that I teach for safety, it also helps for consistency. And if you crash less, you learn more quickly, you get less frustrated. So like, I'm kind of unifying the processes basically. So like, one thing that kind of mine now, my way of teaching is like where to push, where to not push, depending on where you are on the corner. Like what you do on early entries, different to what you do like mid corner and so on. Like I'm gonna revamp. It's gonna take a while because it's like 50 lessons.
Yeah.
So whenever I do these things, I have to stop my life and just edit non-stop 12 hours a day.
Especially since you're grinding for IMSA.
Yeah, so that's the problem, right? Like it's 10 rounds. So
Okay.
That's crazy. That's so much.
Now it's time to try out the World of Racing AI Rookie Challenge, a system designed to teach racecraft by reacting to your exact driving level in real time. Here's how this works.
We'll have you do the AI race experience. It's a full new experience that we're having to do here. Essentially, it's like a racecraft trainer, so it kind of helps people develop their racing. For first-time drivers, it pretty much makes it where starting off like from the ground up, you do have a skill level that will increase as you drive and go on. You have different stages. It's 9 stages total, and pretty much the first 5 laps you do in stage 1 will set your skill level, and then going into stage 2, and then from there you just have to work your way up.
So it gets harder and harder.
Exactly, yes. And the AI is dynamic. We did all the AI yourself, so it does get harder as you keep going on. You can be a first-time driver and see a whole lot of success as you're learning, but for those who actually have a whole lot of experience, it actually can be more difficult for them, because if you already have plateaued, it makes it where it forces you out of your plateau and makes you get a lot more comfortable as you go on. For someone like us that have we have so much experience, it can be a lot more difficult actually, which is awesome. So it forces you out of your comfort zone and really makes you go at it.
So basically the AI learns your driving style right away and then sets the challenge to match your level.
Essentially, yes. And what's really cool is as you keep going on with how well the AI drives, if you make a mistake, it will dive bomb you and it forces you to learn the track even better.
Nice.
Yes. So no, it's really awesome.
Oh, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, let's try that, man.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so we're gonna get you on our pro sim over here.
Can I just hop in?
Yeah, just feel free to hop in.
Whenever you're ready, just click that green check mark.
Green check mark?
Yep.
Now this is funny because I thought it was gonna be easy. I was like, okay, just an MX-5 at Brands Hatch. Let me just set some laps and then beat the AI. Well, I was wrong. I drove for like 4 laps and then I forgot that the AI was gonna adapt to my level. After that, they put me to race.
I love it. I love the car. I love the sim.
Oh yeah. No, it's so addictive.
During the race, I quickly noticed one thing. When you're P10, P9, P8, the AI kind of lets you pass more or less until you get around P3. When you get to the top 3, they don't let you go. They will fight harder, they will drive faster, and it gets more and more difficult. So I definitely had to work hard to make the right moves to make these passes. On this specific track, I learned that to pass the top 3 guys, there was only one place to do, the last corner. I had to set up an amazing exit from the left-hander way before, and then do a very precise dive bomb before the last corner. And that was the only thing I could do to win this level.
Job done. Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Is it gonna get more difficult than this?
Yes, it does get more difficult. For the level 2, I was racing the Porsche GT3R at Watkins Glen. And again, the same thing. As soon as you get in the top 3, the AI gets almost impossible to overtake. And I swear to you, I think I had to drive around 45 minutes to actually beat this level.
Not my fault.
Finally, for the third car on this challenge, I drive a semi-high downforce Tatus F4, which completes the package of this experience. You drive a very slow, low downforce car, you drive a cup car with a lot more power and a lot heavier, and you also drive a lighter car with downforce. Again, the idea of this challenge is to introduce their members to competitive sim racing, and this trilogy of cars makes complete sense.
Bro.
Maxed out the AI.
I could stay here for 5 hours, bro.
Oh yeah. No, it's so addictive.
So it is really challenging. Like,
Yes.
we call it rookie challenge.
Yeah. Yes.
Not everyone's gonna get a 109.
Yeah.
You know, like average is like 75, 80.
Yeah. 50 to 75. Yeah.
It's such a cool experience that like he pretty much set up a nice trial of fire, basically.
Yeah.
So on top of the rookie challenge, you still have other challenges, and you can do those challenges with AI same way, right? Like
Yeah,
you build
same
it
format.
5 laps. And, okay.
What these guys did is impressive and it's good for sim racing, it's good for motorsports. For the rest of the day, they let me practice. They let me practice for my TCR championship. They let me drive as long as I wanted. So I practiced for many hours with the TCR at Laguna Seca and then also at Mid-Ohio. But obviously, I wanted to also have some extra fun, and why not drive an LMP1 at Northside, right? I want to say thank you so much to World of Racing for sponsoring my real-life career this year, and it's always an honor to be supported by a company that I truly believe, because we have exactly the same mission, showing that sim racing is a legitimate entry to real-life motorsports. If you want to have access to these amazing simulators, you can become a member of World of Racing, and all the information is available in the description of this video. Thank you for staying with me until the end, and I'll see you in the next video. But if you're a racing driver, you probably don't know what is actually slowing you down. You're watching on boards, you're doing laps, you're trying everything. But without a clear system, you waste time just reinforcing your bad driving habits. The Motor Racing Checklist is my complete online course that gives you a step-by-step plan to fix your technique and gain real performance in the car. Our Almeida Racing Academy has over 11,000 drivers. Go through it just once, you will feel the difference. And if you don't improve, I'll give you your money back.